Hi, this is Chavi Rappaport with Torah Wisdom to Go. So glad you joined. Ki Teitzei la milchama al oivecha. This week's Torah portion. If you will elect to go out to war against your enemy, who chooses to fight a war? Willingly? Voluntarily? So what kind of war is this talking about? So the Torah actually tells us about two types of war. Milchemet Chovah, which means an obligatory war, a war the Jews were commanded to fight, such as the war with the 7 Canaanite nations. When the Jews entered Eretz Yisrael, the Holy Land, Israel, they were commanded to fight against the 7 Canaanite nations and to destroy them and to overtake their land and make it a part of Israel. That was a war that they were commanded to fight. Then there's another type of war, and that's called Milchemet Reshut, a voluntary war. What's that all about? And Hashem says, if you'd like to expand your territories, expand Israel, the land of Israel, and move out, and you'd like to do that by way of obviously going to war, then the passage continues. Ki Teitzei la milchama al oivecha. If you go out to war upon, not against your enemy, upon your enemy, in other words, I will give the enemy into your hand. You will defeat the enemy, Hashem says. Unesano biyadecha. I will give him into your hands. Vishavisa shivyo. And you will even be able to take captives. What are these two wars about in our lives? The first war, that's the daily battle, that battleground, that inner battleground that we need to fight. We can't change the outside world until we fight that battle of the 7 Canaanite nations, those 7 emotions that we're all born with, and sometimes they aren't so positive. Anger, deceit, frivolity, talking about, slandering, laziness, melancholy. Those 7 nations we need to destroy. And you know what? We need to and we can transform them into positive attributes. Pride in doing the right thing is just one example. And these battles, they say, the hardest battles are the ones we fight inside all the time. Ezehu Gibor, who is the strong man, hakovesh et yitzro, who overcomes his own impulses. And that's the war, the first war. But if you want to go out and expand, once you've reached that inner peace, you have combated those 7 nations and made them holy, made them godly, made them the land of Israel. Now you want to expand the boundaries and you want to go out there. You want to go out into the world, the battleground that's out there. If you would like to tackle that problem, first of all, Ki Teitzei, you must go out. You can't sit back passively. You must go out. But don't be daunted. Don't be afraid or held back, because Hashem says, Unesano Hashem Elokecha biyadecha. You can do this. You can go out to the world that looks like your enemy, and you can expand your beautiful, peaceful, holy, divine territory of Israel outside. Annex it. Things that look like they are an enemy to God's plan, God's values, divinity. Don't be fooled. Go out there. You can expand what you've already accomplished within yourself. You can expand that peaceful land of Israel until the whole world will become a land of Israel. Because it says when Mashiach comes, Eretz Yisrael, the Holy Land, will expand to the entire world. So let's go out there and let's conquer the world. And our takeaway, of course, when we go out there, don't hesitate. Go out. Go out and be a light. Go out and transform what seems to be antithesis to God's values really isn't. Take it and make it holy, like the land of Israel.